Hello, YouTube. Ninja Midget here. I got a cool little project gone to work on here. Met a guy that was on a Facebook group, guy named Thad, and traded him my Taurus Slim 9mm, little semi-auto pistol, for this, and he also had a Cobra, a Derringer that was a 38 Special. Looks like a little beast to shoot. Looks like it should be pretty fun. So appreciate meeting him. He was a good guy. Did a good trade. Showed up on time and all that good stuff. Like so many Facebook folks just can't seem to wrap their heads around. But yeah, I got this, and I always love these top break revolvers. I've been a gun guy all my life. I've been using guns and around them ever since I can remember. These were always one of my favorites, especially since it was used in one of the Indiana Jones movies, in the Indiana Jones and not the Crystal Skull one, The Last Crusade. He used a top break revolver. I believe it was a 45, a huge round, a very cool looking gun. And I figured, well, I want one of those. And those ones that were used, that particular model that he used on that in that movie, those go for $1,200-$1,300. So I'm like, well, maybe just a little one. So I got this little 32, and it's an old gun, and it's got nickel plating or chrome plating that's chipping off. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and strip all of the nickel off this. I already looked up how to do that, and that should be an interesting, fun process. You use sulfuric acid and a car battery, and that takes it off. So that should be a real interesting thing. So you have yours truly, a Pollock, sulfuric acid, and electricity. What could possibly go wrong with that? Of course, I'll wear all the safety clothes and all that fun stuff, all my safety gear. But it just, that's going to be interesting working with that stuff. I don't even begin to know where the hell to get sulfuric acid. Maybe Amazon has it. Wouldn't be surprised. But you can see the little Iver Johnson logo on there, or all the writing on there. I'm hoping maybe after stripping off the nickel or chrome or whatever that is, I'll be able to see a little bit more detail on that. But anyway, Iver Johnson, weird name for it sounds odd to me. It sounds like maybe what a white guy might call as junk. Like, hey baby, this is my Iver Johnson. It's like, oh, it's so cute and little. Look at that. Oh boy. Guys out there in YouTube land are now going, but wait, I thought this was about guns. Yeah, it is. It just sounded funny to me. So anyway, plans for this: strip off the chrome or nickel or whatever we got on here, clean it up good, and then I have two options. I could take it to a gunsmith, get it reblued, which is always an option. Or another option would be to polish the hell out of this, get it to a stainless steel looking finish on it, whether it's brushed or shiny look. It's all you gotta do is polish the shit out of metal, and eventually you'll get there. So that's another course of action I may take on this. Another possible option would be Duracoat. I'm really not crazy about doing that on one of these old guns. It needs to be shown off a little bit. But anyway, what I wanted to do is do a quick takedown on this, and I'm doing this all on camera. I have not taken the gun down before any of these top break revolvers, so hopefully it won't get messy, but it may. So I figured I'd break these two in half. First of all, and of course that just slides out there. Looks like that's in nice condition. And then this, I noticed this kind of, you gotta turn it until you can see this little cutout in there. and that's what allows it to slide up off of your pin that holds this in. After that, on these ones, I just unscrew this, and it's gonna pop out this way. There's your spring. Just pull that off there, and then there's your ejector, which this one's looking pretty tore up. And I'm pretty sure I can find I've seen spare parts for these things around. Now, this looks like this might be something that I'm going to need to either do some serious work on, machine-wise, or see if I can find another screw, because that one was just really, it was in rough condition when I got it, and then just trying to take it out, it just got chewed up because it's kind of gummed in there. And I'm sure this is under spring tension, so I'll have to see what I can do with this. And it actually looks like it's got a fair amount, oh come on, get out of there you, of metal on there. It's a good size head on that screw. So I'm wondering, as I'm looking at this, if this might be something. Let me cover this up so I don't send any springs flying. Okay, doesn't look like there's... Okay. I'll bet that's just going to fall out, so I'll have to make sure and keep an eye on that. And looks like this is going to want to slide on out on me here. Or maybe not. Wonder how that little bastard's going to come out of there. It looks like this is one piece. Got a little spring down here. Looks like that's for putting some tension on that cylinder just so it stays in place. That may be something that ends up coming apart as I... Wait, is that going to come out like that? Okay, yeah, it looks like maybe this is just going to come out if I put some tension in here. Yeah, that wants to come out. Looks like there's a little tensioning spring in there. So I might want to take a closer look at that before I start pulling that out there anymore. I don't want to damage this. I like to be able to put this back together and get it functioning again. So there's that. Your hammer spring just pops out. I know that about these guns. And take out your screw. There you go. Yeah, this screw right here, that's a little bit chewed up. But I think I could go ahead, let me get this in view here. I could file that down and recut this screw head if I'm careful. I think I can recut that. There's enough material on here so that I think I could take down the defective part on here with a file very carefully, and then recut this screw head in here, and I think I could probably make that doable. It looks like it's probably just a little 6x32 thread on it, so probably not that much of a big of a deal. I've got a lathe for doing machine work and stuff, so that might just work out fine if I need to do something like that. But let's see here. Now we've got our two little pins. Let me see if these want to come out easy on me. I'm not sure how it looks like that's going to come out pretty well. Pretty easy. Get this all lined up over a hole there. There it is. There's your trigger. Doesn't look like that quite wants to come out yet, so let me go ahead and see about getting... Yep, that other pin just pops right out. Some spring tension there on that. So, Let me see. Oh, one more thing I know I need to do is this little screw in here. That little screw, that baby right there needs to come out, because that's also holding in that trigger guard. So I'm going to take that out, and that frees up your trigger guard. And got this little spring right here on this little piece. Get that stop wiggling on me. This is also going to help me putting this little gun back together, kind of seeing how everything comes apart. You going to focus in on me? There it is. Okay. So that's how that came out. Got that. And then here's, it looks like your trigger with your sear assembly. And how is this hammer going to come out? Looks like it's going to just pop right out the bottom there. So yeah, there's your sear assembly right here. This, I believe, is your locking mechanism. If I'm understanding this right, that's going to go up in there. I'll have to check some schematics and diagrams and stuff and see. But that looks like that's where that would be. Okay. Looks like there's still some good sharp surfaces. Not a ton of wear. Looks to be in fairly good condition. Some heat bluing on the back of the trigger there. And there was one little piece that fell out. Where'd you go on me? Let me get you out of there. There you are. Whoa. Now that looks like a broken piece right there. Look at that. That looks like something was broke up in there. So I wonder, I'm going to have to see. No, that's not it. There was a little piece up in there that was broken off, it looks like. There's my 2 pins. Okay, let's see if my hammer is going to come out. So the hammer does come out the top. But what in the world is this? Wow. Excuse me, getting over a cold here. What in the world? That's interesting. I'm going to have to do some research on that and see what... Oh, there it is. There's the other piece. Okay. I see. You gonna come off there for me? It's this little piece down in here. It's that little guy right there. That looks like that's some spring steel. It went just like this. So yeah, that's part of your, I'm willing to bet that's part of your trigger return. Because one of the things I noticed on this is you had to push the trigger back forward in order to get it to lock back in, so you can get a double action pull on that. So this little bugger is probably the spring tension for that trigger that pulls that back. Okay. So some interesting things there. And this looks... got to see how that... okay, I see. You got to get a spanner wrench, or a screwdriver head or whatever, and that will pull this this firing pin out. And that firing pin looks like that's in pretty rough condition. I might need to see if I can get a different firing pin for this. Definitely looks like this gun has had some use. I think it's serviceable. Got some markings on here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see about getting this gun all degreased, cleaned up, and see what my next step on this is going to be. The next step I know is going to be getting my sulfuric acid and getting all this chrome off of here, so I can get a good look at how the metal what kind of condition the metal's in, because that's going to tell me where I'm going to go from here. But I would like to get this into a point where this is a good looking and functional little 32 revolver, and I think that's very, very doable. For now, I'm going to go ahead and have to end this. It looks like I've got the whole frame with the exception of this little firing pin captive on there, and this I don't want to screw around with that too much, because I don't want to mess anything up. I can see there's a little spring in here, right in there. There's a little spring in there. I don't want to be screwing that thing up by trying to jerk that around and pull that out. So I'll see what needs to be done. Maybe do some YouTube searches on that. But that's it. I will probably do another video on this once I get this all the chrome removed and I'm able to get a good look at the metal and see what we're talking about with imperfections and rusting and pitting, and get a good idea for where I need to go from this. But this has been kind of the before look of how the gun looked. You saw it here. It was a well-used old gun, and hopefully I can do something good with it. But that's it for me for now. Ninja Midget signing off.